getting a little bit toasty in this room over here. I mean, it could also be from the fact that I'm drinking coffee at the same time. Welcome back, everyone, to the channel. I hope they're having a wonderful day out there, wherever you may be. Let's go ahead and continue on. And in continuing on, I mean, let's basically start at the beginning of Rod Stewart's album, Every Picture Tells a Story, released 1971, his third studio album. We've listened to Maggie May off of this track, or off this album, rather, and I figured, well, let's back it up and listen to the first track here, which had been, Mar had reminded me about this album over in the Discord, so I was like, oh yeah, sometimes I forget like what I'm supposed to be doing and stuff. There's a lot. Anyways, you're gonna go ahead and listen to this track. I've enjoyed the songs that I've heard from Rod Stewart, and I know I've mentioned it already before, but you know, he's one of those names that I've heard, but I've never really actually looked into him, so kind of fun to actually dive into artists and bands that I've heard of, but you know, never really checked out. So, which I guess is kind of the premise of like the whole channel basically, but let's go ahead and listen to the song. We'll talk about it a little bit after. Here we go. A vampire? Oh, people, I was glad I found her. Oh, this I was glad I found her. That piano just busted through here and changed everything. Wait a minute. I firmly believe that I didn't need anyone but me. I sincerely thought I was so complete. Look how wrong it can be. Whoever's singing with him
The
really right there
women
is
I've
really
known, I would let tie my shoe. They wouldn't give you the time of day, but the slit-eyed lady knocked me off my feet. God, I was glad I found you. And if there were words I could tell to you, to help you on the way down the road, I couldn't quote you no Dickens or Shelley or Keats, 'cause it's all been said before. Make the best out of a bad joke and laugh it off. Ha! You didn't have to come here anyway, so remember every picture tells a story, don't it? Every picture tells a
Some
story,
of the musicians come in so
Every
sneakily.
picture tells a story, don't it? Woo! Every picture tells a story, don't it? Every picture tells a story, don't it? Woo! Every picture tells a story, don't it? 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 Every picture tells a story, don't it?
Everyone's coming in.
Every picture tells a story, don't it? 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 Every picture tells a story.
Drums went off at the end every single time. It's always in the fade out that one musician, drummer, bassist, guitarist, singer, someone starts riffing off at the end and like going off. And I'm like, could we have started that 30 seconds ago and gotten a little bit of meat in that action? But no, they want to leave it for the fade out. I love that absolutely catchy drum rhythm that it breaks into in the midst of that verse. I think that is so fun. It's always a welcome return to me. That like it just sounds so good. Rod is singing his heart out. The drums performed by Mickey Waller. I love that. And even though like for a part of it he kind of plays the same pattern every time it comes around, he changes it up a little bit. Like a little bit when he goes off. And then at the end, obviously, you heard him just really going. I like how throughout this track, especially on the right side, I would say a little bit more so than center, you hear the guitar acoustically so strongly being played. And it comes out really nice, like production-wise. It comes out very clear because this track to me is like a rock and roller track, right? And even production-wise, besides what I would say is that clean guitar, it kind of has that, not bad, but like that, kind of grimy rock and roll, classic kind of sound. But there's something about that guitar that just comes through very, very clearly. That's going to be Ronnie Wood playing the guitar on this track, as well as playing the bass actually on here. And then Pete Sears is going to be featuring on the piano, which I mentioned during the song, but I love how, to me, so sneakily some of the instruments come through. So, for example, Sears on the piano, he just kind of sneaks on through, sometimes comes through once again with a very clear, crystallized piano run, and he brings it. And then the harmonies came in later on, and you're going to have Maggie Bell, who seems to be taking the lead in those harmonies when she first comes in singing alongside Rod. And then eventually a bunch of other people come in. And those people are listed as Long John Baldry, Kenny Jones, Mateus Rose, and Ronnie Lane. Now, I've never heard of Margaret Bell, but looking at her Wikipedia page, she is a Scottish vocalist and lead vocalist of the rock group Stone the Crows. Never heard of them. It was described as the UK's closest counterpart to Janis Joplin. And she was also prominently featured on a lot of these songs apparently on this album. But I thought that she sounded so good. I love the way she sings and the way that she harmonizes and sings along Rod. What do you want to do? I don't know where I was going with that. It sounds good. I actually don't know where I was going with that. Spent some time feeling inferior standing in front of my mirror. Comb my hair in 1,000 ways, but I came out looking just the same. Honestly, I have the exact same problem. Daddy said, son, you better see the world. I wouldn't blame you if you wanted to leave. But remember one thing, don't lose your head to a woman that'll spend your bread. So I got out. Dad says, hey, go out, see the world, but make sure you don't spend all your bread in one bakery. Paris was a place you could hide away if you felt you didn't fit in. French police wouldn't give me no peace. They claimed I was a nasty person. Down along the left bank, minding my own, was knocked down by a human stampede, got arrested for inciting a peaceful riot when all I wanted was a cup of tea. I was accused, I moved on. Basically, all this is him going down to different places, traveling the world, seeing the sights, etc., and, you know, he's still trying to find where he belongs. Down in Rome, I wasn't getting enough of the things that keep a young man alive. My body stunk, but I kept my funk at a time when I was right out of luck. Getting desperate, indeed I was, looking like a tourist attraction. Oh my dear, I better get out of here before the Vatican don't give no sanction. I wasn't ready for that. So he is just sailing around, trying to find his place in the world. Eventually he goes to Shanghai. Lil never used the pill. She claimed that it just ain't natural. She took me up on deck and bit my neck. Oh, people, I was glad I found her. Yeah, I was glad I found her. She's either a vampire or, I mean, he just experienced a little something that he hadn't experienced before. And he's like, hold on, I got you.
Oh my. Oh my.
I firmly believe that I didn't need anyone but me. I sincerely thought I was so complete. Look how wrong you can be. The woman I've known, I wouldn't let tie my shoe. They wouldn't give you the time of day. But the slit-eyed lady knocked me off my feet. God, I was glad I found her. And if they had the words I could tell you to help you on the way down the road. I couldn't quote you no Dickens, Shelley, or Keats, because it's all been said before. Make the best out of the bad, just laugh it off. Ha! You didn't have to come here anyway. Every picture tells a story. And he has plenty of pictures and plenty of stories to tell from his journeys. Looking at the Wikipedia page for this particular track here, it says that it has become one of Stewart's signature songs. It has also been covered by the Georgia Satellites, never heard of them, and by Robin McAuley, never heard of him. Let's see. I always look for the interesting information. You know, I like to find that. According to Stewart, he found the mandolin and violin players for this song and for Maggie May in a restaurant in London. That was Maggie Bell and Long John Baldry provide energetic harmony vocals. The song's lyrics are entirely free form in that they do not follow an inconsistent rhythmic meter and read almost like prose, which, as I read the lyrics, yeah, you can tell it flows in its own way, but not at a standard kind of meter. There are somewhat more near rhymes between lines. Yeah, you can hear those. The lyrics often exhibit occasional elements of subtle vowel alliteration. Stewart's confident performance, however, renders these shortcomings of rhyme and rhythm unnoticeable to the listener. The song sounds like it does have lyrical rhyme and rhythm, which I will admit that is very, very much true, because in listening to it, the way he sings and delivers it, I wouldn't think like, hey, it doesn't rhyme. It sounds like it goes, and I'm not here to argue against his prose. Anyways, that's how it goes. Thank you so much for rising to the occasion and watching the channel. Hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you for watching. Be back tomorrow, and I will talk to you later. See, I did a few rhymes, but I didn't have to rhyme the whole time. Okay. Okay, bye-bye.